Your body is a 4 billion-year-old prototype running on legacy code, and sometimes it just throws errors. Random stabs of pain, electric zaps, weird twitches as you fall asleep. Your nervous system loves to file bug reports for problems that don't actually exist. The good news? Most of these mystery pains are evolutionary glitches, not warning signs. The other good news? You can finally stop frantically Googling, "Is my left ear pain a tumor?" at 2 a.m. Here are the 12 most common phantom pains your body throws at you, ranked from barely worth a flinch to, "Okay, I am calling someone." Brain freeze. Brain freeze is your body's most theatrical overreaction to the least dangerous stimulus on Earth, a popsicle. The evolutionary glitch. Your mouth is wired with a panic button. When something extremely cold hits the roof of your mouth, blood vessels there constrict suddenly, then dilate as warm blood rushes back in. Nearby trigeminal nerves, the same ones responsible for sensation across your entire face. Interpret this rapid vascular gymnastics as a problem with your head, not your mouth. Your brain, working off bad intel from a confused messenger, generates pain in your forehead about something happening 2 inches lower. The innocent trigger? A milkshake inhaled too fast, a slushie consumed competitively, eating ice cream in August like a normal person. The faster the cold hits the palate, the more dramatic the reaction. The reassurance factor. Zero medical concern. Zero. This is your face's nerves panicking about a Klondike bar. Press your tongue firmly against the roof of your mouth to warm the area back up, and the whole thing resolves in 20 to 30 seconds. The fact that the most universal pain on this list is also the silliest one tells you a lot about how your nervous system handles novelty. Paresthesia. You stand up after a 45-minute couch-locked phone scroll and your left leg has filed for independence. It is not there. It is there, but it is static. Welcome to paresthesia. The evolutionary glitch. Nerves are basically electrical cables. When you compress them, that by sitting on them, sleeping on them, crossing your legs into a human pretzel, you cut off their ability to send clean signals to and from the brain. When the pressure releases, those nerves start firing wildly as they reboot, sending an absolute mess of half-formed signals up the line. Your brain interprets the chaos as tingling, prickling, possibly being invaded by ants. The innocent trigger, sitting weird. That is it. Crossing your legs, sleeping on your arm, kneeling too long for a board game, sitting on a wallet you forgot was in your back pocket. The reassurance factor. This is your nerves coming back online. The faster the tingling fades, the better the rewiring. Persistent or one-sided paresthesia without an obvious cause is worth checking out, but the standard "my leg fell asleep" watching a movie version is just nerve traffic resuming after a temporary outage. No damage done. Growing pains. You are 7 years old. It is 11 p.m. Your shins are killing you, and your parents tell you it is because you are growing. Cute story. Also, probably not the actual mechanism. The evolutionary glitch. This one is still a mystery, which is wild given how common it is. The leading theories suggest growing pains are not actually caused by growth. Bones do not grow fast enough to generate that kind of pain, and the timing of the aches does not even match growth spurts. The current best guess is muscle fatigue from kids being absolute chaos engines all day, combined with a lower pain threshold during the developmental years. The innocent trigger, existing as a child between roughly ages 3 and 12, especially after a day of running, climbing, leaping off the couch repeatedly, and otherwise burning through energy reserves no adult has access to. The reassurance factor, self-resolving, completely benign, gone by the teen years. There is no link between growing pains and any actual growth disorder. The achy legs of childhood are just the toll booth for having a body that is still figuring out how to body. Hypnic jerks. You are drifting off to sleep, peaceful, weightless, and suddenly your entire body convulses like you have been pushed off a cliff. Welcome to the hypnic jerk, your brain's way of ruining bedtime. The evolutionary glitch. As you fall asleep, your muscles relax in stages. One leading theory is that your brain, still partially online, misreads the rapid muscle relaxation as you actually falling. It panics, fires a massive motor command to catch you, and your body responds by yanking itself awake in midair. Some researchers think this is a leftover reflex from when our ancestors slept in trees, and falling really was a problem worth waking up about. The innocent trigger, caffeine, too late in the day, stress, exercise close to bedtime, sleeping in awkward positions, or just falling asleep at all. Up to 70% of people experience these regularly. The reassurance factor, completely normal. Frequent hypnic jerks might be a sign you need more sleep or less coffee, but they are not a neurological warning. Just your brain throwing a small tantrum about the transition between worlds. Side stitches. You have been running for 6 minutes, you are already questioning your life choices, and now there is a knife in your ribs. The classic side stitch, beloved tormentor of joggers, gym class kids, and anyone who underestimated the elevation on a hike. The evolutionary glitch, the exact mechanism, is still debated, but the leading theory involves the peritoneum, the slick membrane lining your abdominal cavity. During exercise, increased friction between the layers of this membrane irritates the nerves it shares with your diaphragm, generating pain right under the ribs. Add in shallow chest breathing, and a stomach full of food sloshing around, and you have a recipe for sharp, jabbing misery. The innocent trigger, running shortly after eating, drinking too much water before a workout, breathing shallowly during exertion, or being a beginner whose diaphragm is not trained for sustained movement. The reassurance factor, annoying, not dangerous. Slow down, breathe deeply into your belly instead of your chest, and the stitch fades. Side stitches do not damage anything. They are just biomechanical friction telling you to fix your form. Push through them often enough, and they eventually stop bothering you altogether. Random sharp ear pain. You are sitting in a meeting. The room is silent, and suddenly an ice pick gets jammed into your eardrum for exactly 2 seconds. Then gone, forever. No explanation. You quietly start considering whether you have been cursed. The evolutionary glitch. Inside your middle ear lives the tensor tympani, a tiny muscle whose job is to dampen loud sounds. Sometimes it spasms for no apparent reason, contracting suddenly and yanking on the eardrum. Other times, it is the Eustachian tube, the small canal connecting your middle ear to your throat, briefly opening or closing in response to a pressure shift you did not consciously notice. Both events generate a brief, sharp, "What the hell was that pain?" that disappears before you can react. The innocent trigger, pressure changes from weather, jaw movement, swallowing, yawning, even just shifting how you are sitting. The reassurance factor, totally benign if it lasts a few seconds and goes away. These tiny muscle and tube spasms are common and meaningless. Persistent or recurring ear pain is a different story. See a doctor for that. But the random 1-second ice pick is just your ear having a moment to itself. Referred, pain, your shoulder hurts. You did not injure your shoulder. The shoulder is, in fact, fine. The problem is in your gallbladder, 3 feet away. Welcome to referred pain, your body's worst organized customer service department. The evolutionary glitch, your nervous system is enormous, and during development, signals from internal organs share spinal pathways with signals from skin and muscle. Your brain, which has way more experience interpreting pain from surface areas than from deep internal organs, sometimes defaults to mapping pain onto the closest familiar location it knows how to read. Your heart shares nerve pathways with your left arm. Your liver shares pathways with your right shoulder. Your diaphragm shares pathways with the top of your shoulder blade. The brain just guesses, often badly. The innocent trigger, often something you ate, a strained muscle pulling oddly on a nerve, or a temporary organ inflammation. Most referred pain has unsexy causes. The reassurance factor, usually benign, but this is the category where you genuinely want to know the warning patterns. Left arm pain with chest tightness, jaw pain with chest pressure, sudden right shoulder pain with abdominal nausea. Those are referred pain patterns worth taking seriously. Otherwise, your body is just bad at giving directions. Phantom limb. Sensation. A limb that no longer exists is itching, or hurting, or moving. The strangest pain on this list, and one of the most studied in modern neuroscience. The evolutionary glitch. Your brain holds a complete map of your body, every finger, every toe, every patch of skin, and that map does not automatically delete itself when a body part is gone. The neurons that used to handle signals from the missing limb keep firing, and the brain still interprets those signals as coming from a limb that is no longer there. You can experience itches, cramps, temperature changes, pressure, and even sharp pain in a hand that has not been attached for years. The innocent trigger, amputation. Sometimes the sensation appears immediately after surgery, sometimes weeks later, and the brain's body map slowly remaps itself over months or years. The reassurance factor, phantom limb sensations are real neurology. not psychological imagination. They are also treatable. Mirror box therapy, which uses a reflection of the existing limb to trick the brain's body map into seeing the missing one, has helped many people manage and reduce the sensation. Less terrifying than uncanny, and a remarkable window into how much of your body actually lives inside your head. Precordial catch syndrome. You are slouched in a chair, you twist slightly, and a stabbing pain explodes in your chest, right where the heart lives. You cannot breathe in without it spiking. You are convinced this is it. This is the cardiac event. The evolutionary glitch. Welcome to one of the great cosmic jokes of the human body. PCS is a nerve in the lining of your lungs, the pleura, getting briefly pinched between the chest wall and the lung surface, usually because of bad posture or sudden movement. The pain feels like a stab right over your heart, but your heart is not involved at all. The pleural nerves do not have the bandwidth to differentiate pleural pinch from actual catastrophe, so they go with the dramatic option every time. The innocent trigger, slouching, twisting suddenly, or just breathing in the wrong way while seated badly. Extremely common in children and teenagers. Less common in adults, but still possible at any age. The reassurance factor. This is the textbook example of a terrifying pain with zero medical consequence. Take a slow, careful breath in past the sharpness, or rip one sudden deep breath through the pain. It usually resolves in seconds. The general rule, heart attacks feel like crushing pressure and weight. PCS feels like a fine needle, precisely located, gone in under a minute. Glossopharyngeal neuralgia. You take a sip of ice water and a lightning bolt goes off in your throat, ear, and the side of your tongue at the same time. The pain lasts maybe 2 seconds. It is unforgettable. The evolutionary glitch. The glossopharyngeal nerve handles sensation from the back of your tongue, throat, and middle ear, which is why all 3 areas light up at once when it misfires. Most commonly, a small blood vessel near the nerve starts pulsing against it, where it exits the brainstem, gradually wearing down the myelin sheath that insulates it. Once that insulation is damaged, the nerve fires uncontrollably in response to completely ordinary triggers, sending an electric shock signal to areas of your head that have nothing wrong with them. The innocent trigger, swallowing, talking, yawning, coughing, drinking something cold, or even just turning your head in a particular direction. The reassurance factor, glossopharyngeal neuralgia, is rare and definitely worth seeing a doctor about, but it is not dangerous in the something is about to kill you sense. Medications like carbamazepine work for many people, and surgery to relieve the nerve compression is highly effective. The pain is severe. The prognosis is good. Trigeminal neuralgia. You are brushing your teeth and one side of your face gets electrocuted. Not metaphorically. The sensation is genuinely indistinguishable from grabbing a live wire, and it lasts just long enough for you to question reality before vanishing entirely. The evolutionary glitch, same root cause as glossopharyngeal neuralgia, different nerve. The trigeminal nerve handles essentially all sensation from your face, forehead, cheek, jaw, and when a blood vessel starts pressing against it where it exits the brainstem, the insulation wears down over time. Now, any mild stimulus to your face can trigger a massive, uncontrolled discharge of pain signals. The brain has no choice but to interpret it as the most extreme pain your face has ever experienced, because biochemically, that is exactly what is happening. The innocent trigger, brushing teeth, washing your face, a cool breeze, eating, talking, applying makeup, things that should be completely neutral become unpredictable landmines. The reassurance factor, it has been nicknamed the suicide disease because of how severe the pain is, which makes the reassurance factor a strange one, but the actual diagnosis is treatable. Medications, nerve blocks, and microvascular decompression surgery all work, and most people get significant relief. Brutal experience, manageable condition. Worth getting in front of a neurologist quickly if you suspect it. Thunderclap headaches. The worst headache of your life, hitting full intensity in under a minute. You will know it when it happens, because every other headache you have ever had was a warm-up act. The evolutionary glitch. This one is not really a glitch. It is your nervous system correctly reporting a vascular event in your head. Sometimes that event is benign, a sex headache, a sudden exertion headache, or a reversible cerebral vasoconstriction syndrome flare. But sometimes it is a subarachnoid hemorrhage, an artery dissection, or a vein clot, and your brain is doing its absolute best to alert you in the only way it knows how, by ringing every alarm bell at once. and refusing to be ignored. The innocent trigger, sometimes it's euphoria, sometimes lifting something heavy, sometimes a violent coughing fit, sometimes it's nothing identifiable at all. The reassurance factor, here is where this list breaks pattern, because thunderclap headaches are the one entry that does not get a casual reassurance. The majority of them turn out to be benign once worked up, but the first time you experience one, it must be evaluated. If a headache hits 0 to maximum in under 60 seconds, that is emergency room territory. No exceptions. No waiting it out. The vast majority of cases end with a doctor saying it was probably nothing. You are fine, and that is the reassurance. Most thunderclaps are noise, but you can only know that after someone with a CT scanner has confirmed it. Trust the alarm. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, click the video on the screen now.